Okay, guys, so I've tried to record this 500 times already. But anyways, I was going to do this tomorrow, but I don't have anything to do because there was a big storm in Georgia today and it fried our internet router. So my best friend's here, and don't judge the mess in the background. We're redoing stuff on the house. But she was like, go ahead and do it because we have nothing else to do. So a little background context on the video. It was the night before my brother's wedding. It was me and him out in the living room. His wife was asleep in their bed. And we were drinking and watching movies. And he fell asleep with his glass in his hand. And I thought it was funny. I was intoxicated, so humor me. And I recorded him. I did not see anything when I was recording, and I didn't see it until the next morning. So when I saw it, hold on, my dog likes to mouth breathe, and it's very loud, and I'm like, I don't want that in the background of my video. But yeah, so I recorded him because I thought it was funny, and when I showed him the video the next day, once I saw it, he called her in and was like, is this you? And she's like, no. She was visibly freaked out. And they also got to thinking about it. Like, she doesn't have like a black robe or anything. Plus, she would have had to been wearing like a face mask of some sort. Like, you know, I even asked her, I was like, did you put on a face mask like for your skin or anything? And she's like, no. So that's not the only thing that's ever happened in their apartment, though. They had multiple occurrences. For instance, they had they had times, this happened more than once, where they would come home and all of the cabinets in the kitchen would be open and nobody was home to do that. Plus, why would you do that? And then there were times where they'd be at home and the water in the kitchen sink would turn on by itself. Then there were other times when they would be home alone, which it was at one point they had two people living with them, some family members of hers, and they would be like, it would only be one person at home, and all of them, it happened to all of them, where they would hear somebody calling their name, but like nobody else was home. So yeah, that happened too. Oh, that's crazy. It's gonna let me record the full time now. Anyways, so I tried to record this like 500 times before, and it wasn't letting me record past 3 minutes, and now it is. So I'll just keep going. Hold on, my dog. Anyways, actually, I'll do a part 2. My dog's getting on my nerves. But I love my dog. I love my dog a lot, but he's getting on my nerves. Okay, so part 2. So there were the instances before, the cabinets and the running water and the hearing somebody calling their name. But there was one day that my brother came home from work. Mind you, they're up in Maryland. And it was raining. It was like gross weather. But like my brother gets home, and one of the two guys that was living with them, one of my sister-in-law's family members, was standing outside in the rain and refused to go back inside until somebody else got home. And that was because he came out of his room and walked past the kitchen, which if you're looking at the original video, like right before you get into the hallway, you know, there's like a table, and like to the left is the kitchen. He walked past the kitchen, and there was a lady, like a older lady, standing in the kitchen. Well, he wasted no time and booked it outside and refused to go back inside until one of them got home. They checked the apartment. Nobody was there. Now, the interesting thing is there was this mirror that they had bought. I believe they bought it from like a yard sale or like a estate. Anyways, my battery told me that it's dying. But anyways, So the mirror they bought at like a yard sale or an estate sale, and they, like, once they bought that is when they started having, like, sorry, I'm hooking this up to the charger, is when they started having, like, occurrences. So they felt that that mirror had something attached to it, or was a portal, or I'm not sure how that all works, but, like, they felt like all this activity was triggered when they bought this mirror. Mind you, I was sleeping on the couch, and you know where that mirror was hanging? Right above the couch. After we saw the video and, like, couldn't figure out who or what was standing at the end of the hallway, I refused to sleep on the couch. The rest of my family was in a hotel room. I was the only family member staying with my brother, and I literally went and slept in the cousin's bedroom with him. He's gay, so it wasn't weird. I refused to sleep on the couch. There was no chance I was sleeping on the couch. Absolutely none. But yeah, that's the story time. And it's kind of freaky. They ended up getting rid of the mirror, and lo and behold, once they did, the activity stopped. So, coincidence, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe that thing was actually haunted. I'm not, like, well versed in, like, how all that works. So, yeah. But also, I saw a lot of comments of people noticing that, like, it looked like it was floating. Like, you can't see any feet. So I was, like, when I posted this, I've had this video for 6 years. This was 2019 in July. And I've held on to it. And then I was like, oh, let me post it. Like, I talked about it the other day to somebody, and it brought it all back up, and I was like, I wonder what other people will think about this. So I posted it, and I'm glad you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. It's very validating that I'm not crazy. And we've had multiple family members look at the video. We've had multiple friends look at the video. And it's just, we looked for every explanation because we're like, this can't be real. But there's no, like, plausible explanation. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Was the story time worth the hype?